Hello everyone, how have you been? Have you been taking care of yourselves this week? More importantly, have you guys loved yourselves fully this week? Some of you guys might already sense what I want to talk about today. Yes, self-love. I'm sure you've heard about it more than enough times. But what is it exactly? What is self-love? Love can have many faces. Generally, you distinguish love from like. People can love someone without liking them. Love seems more complicated. So what I want to say here is that there is nobody who doesn't love themselves, including people who hate themselves. They hate themselves because they have some kind of expectation for themselves and the real them don't meet the expectations. And when we have expectations for some people, it's because we love them and we care about them. We want us to have a good life. We want us to thrive because we love ourselves. And for sure, it's frustrating if you don't have something that you want yourself to have to live a better life. I used to be someone who was very disappointed in herself after growing up. I can still be quite hard on myself. For example, I blame myself about not being a good enough friend for someone, for not being good enough at art compared to where I want to be, and for not being good enough at English. I also don't really like that I can be too emotional sometimes, and I don't really like that I can be clumsy. And then there are all the complexes that I have about my freckles, my body shape, and shallow thoughts. I wish I was one of the most brightest and beautiful people, so I could have a good life while spending some time on this earth. But then, by now I don't even remember how many times I've mentioned about the pandemic, but I have to mention it again. Anyways, when we were all sent home and started having Zoom meetings due to the pandemic, I thought that I would have to put makeup on because I felt my natural face is not good enough to be on the screen. But as time went by and I spent more time with myself and looking at myself, I realized that that kind of thing is not that important. I still sometimes put on makeup if I want to, but thanks to the pandemic, I broke free from the obligation of putting makeup on, and no one ordered me to do it. It just came naturally. Thanks to this, I started to face myself with some truly pure mind. I started looking at my real self, and over a long time, I began to have more patience with myself and accepted who I am. Facing your true self is not easy. It is always scary. But I tried at first to not have any opinions about myself. I just looked at me. Just like when I look at a reference before drawing, I just looked at myself. I found that though there were some things that could be improved, overall, it was not too bad. Or rather, I realized that overall, I was not too bad. It took some time, but I could finally look at myself with a more generous perspective. For example, I used to think, oh, I don't have a good sense of direction. How stupid that is. It was something I felt ashamed of. But now, I think, oh, I don't have a good sense of direction. But that's okay. It's because I tend to fall deep into thought while I'm walking or going somewhere. And actually, you know what? I like that I have deep thoughts. So, even though easily getting lost is not the greatest thing, it's still okay. Telling yourself it's okay, or more importantly, you're okay, actually has more power than other people telling you the same thing. It can be hard to realize at first, and to get to this point, you will need to have many conversations with yourself. You have to get to know yourself better through these conversations, however you choose to have them. You can even write journals to talk with yourself if that's the easiest way. Honestly, I can't emphasize enough about how important and helpful writing journals is. Once you understand and know yourself better, you can have the power of understanding other people too. And other people are just as complicated as you are, right? As you learn about yourself, your perspective toward other people will get wider and deeper. You'll be able to understand and accept other people for who they are, and will blame or resent them less. This can motivate you to be even better and more mature person, and the positive energy from this will come back to you and continually brighten your life. This though can take a long time. I think I've spent at least 2 years just looking inward and finding fault with myself for most of the time. It's an ongoing process. I am still looking at myself, and I don't think that'll ever stop. I'm happy that I finally got to a point where I can say it's okay to be myself and cheer myself on and urge myself to not give up. Sometimes, yes, I still fall down and almost fully mentally collapse. But I know that I don't need to hate myself to love myself. I finally have a better perspective when I look at other people compared to the past. It will be frustrating for you if you've never tried it. If you have only ever hated yourself or blamed yourself, think of it as being some kind of tough self-love. Just remember that if you want to, you can look at yourself and love yourself from a different angle. Don't be turned off because it might take a long time. It's okay. You're okay. We are okay. You're not alone. I believe in you. That's it for today. I hope you got some good insights about self-love through this video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. See you in the next video. And please like and subscribe if you haven't yet.